With Shehzada opening to really low numbers, as low as 6 crores on its first day, shockingly low especially for a commercial Bollywood movie, even more so for a rising actor like Kartik Aaryan just after giving one of the biggest hits for Bollywood in 2022, even though a lot of people attribute Bhool Bhulaiya 2's success to Tabu's brilliance and a very popular franchise, but that's besides the point. The current circumstances have made people introspect about two things. One, what was it that made the actor and creator so confident about the product before its release? And two, what does it say about the audience's habit and the kind of content that motivates them to step into the theatre? This is going to be a spoiler-filled talk about the film, what went wrong in its content of course, but I'll get the technical details out of the way first. The impact of the availability of Hindi dubbed versions of films online for free has become visibly clear. A film starring a huge face like Hrithik Roshan with Vikram Vedha barely opened big. Even a commercial face like Shahid Kapoor could not motivate audiences to step into the theatre for Jersey. And these are both films that are not only well intentioned but impressive in their screenplay, impact, and had exceptional word of mouth. Despite everything going for it from a storyline point of view, they commercially tanked, and a lot of people owe it to the hundreds and millions of views they acquired as Hindi dubbed versions even before their release. So when you specifically look at the case of Allu Arjun and the insane impact he had on the Hindi market with Pushpa, and that coincidentally leads to the audience who enjoyed his work on the big screen, see what else he featured in, and on top of your list pops up a movie with over 100 million views, you're bound to check it out. AVPL was seen, enjoyed, and celebrated not only by a Telugu specific audience, but those not privy to the language even before Shehzada was on anyone's radar. Even though the tide was in high gear for Kartik Aaryan and the connection that he has with the BNC centers across India is exceptionally growing, the footfalls and advanced bookings were nothing close to what they anticipated, making the creators even hand out buy one get one free schemes to motivate them, and even after that, failing to catch their attention. These are technical, marketing, and business aspects that may have led to the lack of interest that audiences had for Shehzada from the onset. No amount of public gatherings, events, and city tours can really change the perception that they've already made with the trailer, which after the movie has been confirmed by me also, is just a lazy adaptation with little to no changes of what made AVPL so special. Now that I've got the technical details about the film out of the way, I wanted to take a deep dive with all of you about the content of the film, and what especially really led to it missing the mark in having any connection with the audience. The Telugu speaking audience marks for a huge percentage in the box office collections for any Indian release, and when you're going to remake a movie which they've celebrated in theatres, making it one of their biggest blockbusters, you're already eradicating a huge chunk of the market from your film. Something that the Telugu speakers have educated me about with my Shehzada review is that the brilliance of AVPL and why it translates so well for Andhra Pradesh and Telangana family audiences are the effective dialogues written by Trivikram. I honestly cannot say the same for Shehzada because I think the blame cannot be put entirely on Kartik Aaryan trying his best to elevate the lackluster storytelling. The real problem actually is the horrible and lazy adaptation by Rohit Dhawan, not making Shehzada unique in any way. The thing that stuck with me the most about AVPL, Trivikram's treatment, and Allu Arjun's performance is the unabashed nature with which they embrace the absurdity. Two instances especially stay in my memory. As Bantu is being interviewed in the original film, he narrates his sob story to the interviewer. When things get too heavy, he changes the mood by providing some light-hearted humor through a song. It's this self-aware pitch that makes AVPL so much fun. The plot point is the job interview, but the treatment is of the emotional beats of drama followed by comedy. The eve teasing and leg staring aside, which I'm glad that they got rid of in the Hindi film, there is also a moment where Allu Arjun is emotional, his eyes well up, and he exclaims by saying that this is his staple way of getting into the mood. This self-aware touch is absolutely missing in the Hindi film, and especially the conviction of Allu Arjun, who embraces it with open arms. I know Varun Dhawan gets a lot of heat for his commercial ventures, but the same way he embraced the wackiness of Main Tera Hero, one of my guilty pleasures by the way, is what is missing with Kartik and Shehzada. The biggest drawback, however, is how the makers of the Hindi film make zero effort in the staging, background music, and blocking of action set pieces in Shehzada. Not only is the set piece from the college where Bantu takes the chunni from the goons identical in both films, the port scene also in several instances act out the same choreography. There is an art to mass commercial genre and especially staging it, which often gets unrecognized. And my biggest gripe is that if you're remaking such an over-the-top film, you should go balls to the wall with the adaptation rather than half-assing it. From strictly an editing and staging point of view, each substantial blow in the Telugu film is followed by a slow motion frame elevated by Taman's score. But this is very poorly edited and staged in the Hindi film, not even having a sign of elevation due to the lackluster score. What looked stylish in one instance seemed pretentious in another. So even a moment where Karthik beats up people and raises his hands to do the iconic SRK pose barely has any impact because the tonality of what they're going for is neither here nor there. One of the changes in the Hindi film that absolutely baffled me and made no sense was that Karthik Aaryan's mother has passed away in the film, so he holds on to the fond memories he had with her as he gets abused by Valmiki. The case of Sachin Kadekar's character wanting to tell Manisha Koirala the truth about Bantu's identity doesn't hit home because Karthik withholds the information only owing to not wanting to break her heart, saying that she has gone through enough. But the reason why this emotional moment hits so hard for the Telugu version is because Bantu loves the mother that raised him too. The mother that didn't give birth to him, Valmiki's wife, raised him with love and like her own son. And to see her heart break too, Allu Arjun cannot fathom what she will undergo if he reveals the truth. What also never gets translated in the Hindi version is the subtext of philosophy and the character representations from Hindu mythology that were being attempted. Usually in films, the antagonists are from the privileged rich class, who prey on the underprivileged for their vested interests and monetary benefit. Trivikram had flipped the narrative Friedrich Nietzsche style with this film, where Valmiki, the low middle class man, through resentment and anger becomes a vile human, switching babies as a probable solution that will fill the void of hate that he has consumed himself with. In an article on Film Companion by Sagar Tetali, he references this philosophy that resonates so well with what Valmiki represents and how an antagonist like that is far more scary than the one Jairam's character could ever be, describing them as resentful men who will be far more cunning than the aristocratic race. The movie also takes the shape of the palatial mansion becoming the mythological kingdom. Valmiki takes the shape of the writer, deciding the fate of the characters by switching the babies. Bantu, a name derived from Lord Hanuman, played by Allu Arjun, dedicates his life to Lord Ram, also Jairam's name in the movie. Yashoda, played by Tabu, raises a son who is not hers, just like Mother Yashodhara did with Lord Krishna. There isn't an iota of emotional subtext in the remake, and this never gets translated more due to the lazy adaptation skills of the creators. The infectious and breezy music and choreography of AVPL respectively was one of its strongest suits, and Shehzada just missed the mark in what could have been such an easy opportunity to fill a narrative with chart-busting hits and a fun choreography. All we got was a remake of Character Dheela, some mid-level songs, and Karthik exhausting every combination of footwork he can do. What's however absolutely criminal is that the Hindi remake just refused to do the boardroom scene that could have at least elevated the film's quality slightly. A set piece dedicated to the legends of Telugu cinema had literally all the ingredients in front of you to be adapted in the Hindi film market's context. This would have acted as the perfect playing ground for Karthik Aaryan to represent and pay an homage to Hindi cinema heroes and the likes of Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan and Akshay Kumar, and some of their most memorable chartbusters to justify the situation. Imagine Uncha Lamba Kad from Welcome dedicated to Kriti in the boardroom. Apni To Jaise Taise Kat Jayegi from Lavaris being dedicated to Sunny Hinduja's character. Signing out with Badshah O Badshah as he leaves everyone speechless. Even if you did not like a movie like Pathan, everyone spoke about the set piece with Salman, a moment where everyone hooted and cheered. Shehzada could have benefited from at least having an iconic moment. The scene just doesn't exist, and it's an absolute miss by the creators to not make any effort in actually leaving the audience with a topic which could have been talked about so much online. There are many permutations and combinations that have led to the underwhelming initial response to the movie, but more importantly, I think it's a complete failing in making a worthy remake from the source material in the first place, which was point number 1 in the beginner's guide to make a remake. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you think was one of the major reasons why Shehzada has not created buzz in its initial weekend. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.